Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. Call InventHelp today.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-352-1609. That's 1-800-352-1609.
If you want to work until you keel over, have less of everything in retirement, or give back more of your hard-earned money to the stock market again, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to protect the money you save, receive a steady, predictable retirement income, and enjoy financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. You can download a free report that reveals the wealth-building secrets Wall Street and the banks don't want you to know. You'll learn how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and real prosperity without risking your money in the Wall Street casino, and how to get the money you need when you need it, simply by asking for it. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement, and know your money will last as long as you do. To learn more about this method, and to get your free report, go to 52security.com. That's the number 52security.com. 52security.com. Go to 52security.com.
Hurt or injured in a car accident? It can be hard to take the proper legal action after a car accident, but waiting can cost you more. The law requires car accident victims to assert claims promptly. You could lose out by simply waiting. Call 800-709-4667 right now to see what your claim could be worth when handled by a skilled attorney. With a lawyer fighting and speaking up for you, you could be entitled to a big cash award. Call 800-709-4667. That's 800-709-4667. Now it's fast and easy to connect with the legal help you need after your car accident. Call 800-709-4667. The call is free, but you need to act now before time runs out on your claim. You need a lawyer to fight for you, protect you, and get you the compensation you need and deserve. Time's wasting. Call 800-709-4667. That's 800-709-4667. Call now.
I considered suicide so I wouldn't put my family through all the pain.
Many of our warriors are returning home from the battlefield, only to face a new war as they struggle with devastating injuries. At Wounded Warrior Project, we understand. We're there to help.
Even though you think you're broken, you're not. It's the physical and the emotional healing that Wounded Warrior Project provides.
With a gift of just $19 a month, you can join Wounded Warrior Project. You'll help provide critically needed programs and services that rebuild lives.
Beautiful. There you go, buddy.
The ongoing needs of our wounded and their families will continue for many years to come. Now is the time to show your support. Call now or go online with your gift of just $19 a month, and we'll send you this Wounded Warrior Project blanket.
It made me feel that there's people out there that care about us.
After this event, we can finally maybe start to heal as a family and move forward.
We need your help. The families are hurting.
For many of our wounded heroes, the greatest casualty is being forgotten. That's why your gift of just $19 a month is so important. Please call or go online right now.
You shouldn't have to pay to talk to the people closest to you, or the people who used to be. That's why Umbrella Wireless is proud to announce the new Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan. Now you'll get unlimited calls to your best buddy, your mom, or Cindy, once she realizes that you're seriously meant for each other and should stop screening your calls. Now the 30 minutes of agonizing silence where you're both afraid to hang up may drain your battery, but it won't drain your wallet. And you'll get unlimited calls just to check if she still cares enough to pick up, with no extra charges. With the Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan, your phone will automatically answer calls from your ex, because maybe she finally realizes that you're the only one for her and wants to get coffee sometime. Now, after lonely nights of looking at pictures of the road trip you took together when everything was great, your misspelled texts are absolutely free. The only thing you have to pay for is the booze. The Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan, because she wants you back. She just doesn't know it yet.
Rod Eccles Show.
603-835-3224. Join me live on the Rod Eccles Show this free-for-all Friday. Right here. Join me while, I'm sitting here in the Freedom Throne behind the Freedom mic in the bunkerized home studio. And hey, speaking of freedom. Look, let me close out what I was saying last segment. Now, expecting the best does not mean that you're expecting perfection. And indeed, anybody who knows me knows that I am not perfect. But I have high standards. And I know what I want. I know how to get what I want. And that's something that attracts a lot of people. I learned that early on working for others. I had a boss. His name was Larry. Now, I cannot remember Larry's last name, but it was let me put it this way, a scummy sales job. One of those sales jobs that it was working for a Kodak company. Now, what they did is you actually went into people's homes and you tried to sell them photographic packages. They were wildly overpriced. Yes, they were wildly overpriced. But it's kind of like, when you American Frozen Foods, and they come in to sell you the frozen food plan, they also try to toss in, these wonderfully overpriced, cookware set and freezer and, chest freezer and a bunch of other stuff that's supposed to help you get the best taste out of the wonderful, high-quality frozen foods. Now, the frozen foods might be actually worth the money, the price, but the other stuff is I've always thought and felt that they were overpriced. Well, this was no different. This Kodak package, which was not sold directly by Kodak, but by this company that basically sold Kodak stuff, it was overpriced. And I remember one time I was having an issue with it, and Larry took me aside and said, look, you've got to get the best out of yourself and forget what everybody else thinks. That if you believe in this or anything else, and you want to be the best or at the top of your game with what you're in, then you really do have to believe that what you have to offer is the best. Because people will see through BS. They'll see through it. And they won't buy from you. You have to genuinely believe. He said to me, do you believe that this product, this service that we're offering, is the best of its kind out there? Now, I looked him straight in the eye and said, yes. Now, here's the problem with that, though. It's not that I didn't believe him, but because it was the only product or service like that I knew of at the time. So, yeah, I wasn't lying when I said, well, yeah, this is the best. I didn't follow it up by saying, well, it's the only one. I didn't know of any others. And then later on, yeah, there were others, like it's the Sears Portrait Studio and other places. But I didn't know of any others. So I believe that this was this is kind of good. So after that talk that I had with that manager, Larry, I began to be able to sell, because I went 2 weeks without selling a damn thing. But after that talk, the next 3 out of the 4 people that I saw, and I remember that I was a 75% closer at that particular point. That's what every salesperson wants to be. They want to be a 75% closer. That's the minimum. And I made that 75% closing ratio when out of the next 4 appointments I had over 2 nights, I sold 3 packages. I was a 75% closer after that talk. And that changes your mindset. Because you actually have to believe in something. So I don't know how we can go out and, vote for people that we don't believe in. And I know some people are going to be saying, well, Rod, didn't you just say last night that you got to go out there and you got to participate and you got to vote? Yes, you do. But in order to get the people that you really believe in, you have to understand how the whole thing works. You have to not be willing to settle for anything that less than the best that you can afford. And when it comes to a politician, you have to accept the best that is available. Even if you're, hey, look, this is how I put it. Let's just say Rand Paul doesn't get the nomination, but Jeb Bush does. Well, you are still having to vote for the best you possibly can, the best you can, that the best person out there that you can afford. And evidently, we couldn't afford Ron Paul, so he wasn't the nominee. But we can afford George or Jeb Bush if he's the nominee. That's who you vote for president. You don't sit your butt at home and accept, because when you sit at home, you're accepting mediocrity. You're accepting the fact that, politicians don't have to be honest. Politicians don't have to do what we say. That's what you're doing. You're setting yourself up to fail again in the next election. Look, let me put it to you frankly. All you people who stayed at home during 2012, you set yourselves up for your candidate of choice this time not to be nominated. It's your damn fault. I'm telling you right now. You better hear, you better witness to this, because when you don't vote, you are capitulating to those that you do not want. And everybody else sees, well, if they don't get there, we're not even going to bother with them because they're so fractured, we can't win their vote anyway, so screw them. And you're never going to get the candidate that you want. You are never, ever going to get the candidate you want because you are capitulating to the lowest denominator available. When you don't vote, when you don't participate, when you don't demand better. And how do you demand better? You demand better when you keep voting. You can't demand a damn thing when you don't vote. You can't get the best possible available if you don't vote. Plain and simple. You libertarians have to fully understand this. The libertarians and the real hardcore conservatives are the reason we have Obama. And you're probably saying, oh my God, how the hell is that possible? Because you kept your little butts at home during the 2012 election because you didn't like Romney. That's why. That's why it's your fault. Because your candidate of choice didn't win and you went, I'm not going to vote. Well, thank you very much. And I can guarantee you, because you didn't vote in 2012 and you didn't make your voice heard in 2012, your candidate of choice this time is not going to get the nomination either, because nobody's going to pay attention to you because they know you're going to sit it out anyway. They don't trust that you're going to show up. They do not trust your... Look, this is the whole point. People are wondering, well, why isn't the Republican Party paying attention to us on the conservative side? Because you do not make yourself heard. You are not demanding excellence. You're saying, well, we are, Rod. No, you're not. Because you sit your little butts at home whenever you don't get your way. And when you don't get your way, I mean by you don't get the candidate that you want. They do. Those in leadership on the Republican side do not trust you. They do not believe in you. They believe that you will let them hang out to dry. So when they capitulate and they do all this stuff that we on the right hate, and we call them rhinos,